What's up, guys? Ryan here, doing another Think, Learn, Be Vulnerable vlog. And today I'm going to talk about Journey to a Hug. So what does that mean? A couple of years back, my friend Pat and I went to go see Journey in concert. This is when we had concerts. Remember that? It was at AT&T Park, which is in San Francisco, right on the bay. Perfect to go see Journey because one of their biggest songs is City by the Bay, and or When the Lights Go Down in the City. And obviously they're talking about San Francisco because what else could it be? So that song, about halfway through, comes on. They turn the lights down in the stadium. Everybody takes out their lighters and their cell phones, lights it up, and you just sway. When the lights go down in the city. And sitting next to Pat, and we're enjoying ourselves. And for some reason, I just kind of reach out and give him a hug. And instead of it being, just one of those hugs that was short and like, hey, this is cool kind of hugs, I just kind of kept holding him. Just didn't say anything, just kind of didn't let go. And after a few seconds or so, he just kind of reached up, put his hand on top of my hands, and kind of went like this and leaned into the hug. And then we just kind of cuddled for a while, for like 3 songs maybe. And Journey songs are somewhat long, so it's probably a good 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. It was nice. It was a really great moment. That this concert was a celebration of our friendship. I believe we'd been friends for 10 years at that point. And it was just awesome. It was a really beautiful moment. I felt very attached to San Francisco. I felt very attached to music, but more importantly, I felt very attached to him and to our relationship and what we'd grown. And what was really nice is that the cuddle felt totally natural. I had no reservations about doing it, just did it because I wanted to. And he went with it and enjoyed it too because he wanted to. And it was a beautiful moment, and it's one that both of us will never forget, and we occasionally talk about every so often. And what was nice about it too is like nobody said anything. Nobody was like, ew, what are you guys doing? Like, you guys are gay. Like the stigma was gone. And that felt really nice. And so, yeah, it was just a hug. It was just a hug during a concert, a long cuddle. Or not a long cuddle, short cuddle. You're not cuddling for more than 20 minutes. You're doing it wrong. But what was nice about it is it just, not only did it feel right, it didn't feel wrong. It was everybody there was, fine with it. And man, I want that feeling to be normal for everybody. And I think there's a real problem with a lot of dudes because you're not allowed to do that. It feels icky or weird or like it's something that you're not supposed to do. And I'm here to say, yeah, it's perfectly fine. You're not gay if you want to cuddle. You're not gay if you just want to hug your friends, But even if you were gay, it's fine. Just, this is a normal, natural human feeling. And whether you're gay or not has nothing to do with it. Your sexual orientation has nothing to do with it. It's a hug. It's a cuddle. It's not something that has to be sexualized, And even if you do feel something tingling down there, again, it doesn't mean that this is a sexual thing. It's perfectly okay to just be affectionate towards another human being who cares about you, and vice versa. Just let it happen. Take your ego and stuff out of it. Hug your guy friends. Hug your girlfriends. You know? It's weird because, like, I think a lot of guys see girls hugging or kissing each other, and they're like, ooh, that's hot. But then when guys do it to each other, it's just like, it's gay. It's like, one, that shouldn't be a put down or an insult. And two, what's the difference? Women doing it, men doing it, it's the same thing. We should all be allowed to be affectionate to each other if we both want it. And quite frankly, with COVID, we're missing that quite a bit. And I think a lot of progress that was being made, especially in the scenes that I was traveling in, it's kind of fallen by the wayside because of that. You know, we are all starved for affection at this point, but we have no one to give it to. And now I worry that when we come out of this, guys won't be hugging guys and girls won't be hugging girls. And it's going to be, I feel like a lot of those old stereotypes and old sort of ways of thinking will come back stronger because of this, because we're just going to have a tendency to lean on the comfortable. So think, learn, and be vulnerable. Well, I think we need to examine what we consider manly and what we don't consider manly, and what we consider feminine and womanly, and what we don't. I think we need to learn to be a lot more loose and a lot more accepting with our roles and the way that we view certain actions. In terms of vulnerability, we need to self-examine and look at ourselves and realize, are we perpetuating a negative view of affection? You know, am I somebody who puts down others for doing things because they're not in the accepted norm? Am I going to come out of this pandemic and am I going to be awkward and weird around people and not be affectionate with them? Probably early on, certainly, but once the virus is gone and once we can truly return to normal, please, let's hug each other, and let's hug each other long, and let's hug each other fiercely, and let's be affectionate with each other, because God damn it, we need it, and we haven't had it. We haven't had it in a long time. And so don't forget to love each other and forget all those preconceived notions that you might be holding on to. All right, guys. Thanks again. I'll see you later.